Hey guys, Darth Deuces here, back with the Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Today, taking a look at the new figure of a character I never thought would get a Black Series figure ever. I never really thought would ever get a new figure ever in general. It is Dash Rendar from the Shadows of the Empire media initiative, because there's the games, there's the comics, there's, I'm sure, a bunch of other stuff. There was the whole big thing in the 90s for Shadows of the Empire. My connection is I think I might have read some of the comics, but I also played the game. Me and my friend would go over to his house for overnights and whatever, and we would try to play through and beat this game. And I always remember getting like stuck on Shizor's palace or whatever, because the movement they had to do for some of the parts of that mission are pretty crazy, but the controls aren't very good. Um, but I had a blast playing it, so I've got some decent connection and sentimental connection to old Dash here. And what's interesting is that like between all the different things that Dash has been in, he's had like slight variations on how he looks. Hasbro has gone in this case with a clean shaven look. I think in the game he had a more of a bit of a beard going on. And it depends on the artwork and kind of who's doing the story or the art for whatever he's in. Um, but yeah, I'm really happy this figure was made, and I'm really happy how he came out. And I'm also really glad he got like the whole new sculpt, because they're probably not really gonna get much reuse out of this. But anyways, taking a closer look, I really like the head sculpt. I think it looks a lot better in person. I know a lot of people were kind of complaining a little bit from the renders. He kind of looked like Prince Charming from Shrek or Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones, and he still kind of has that pretty boy Prince Charming sort of look, I suppose. But I think that works in his favor for the character, and just looks kind of cool. It would have been kind of cool if they had included a separate head sculpt, so you could either have this look or you could have the bearded look. That would have been nice. But I think this head sculpt turned out really well. I think the sculpt's great. The face print looks really nice. I like the hair sculpt. Hair could have maybe used a little more paint in it to bring out the details a little bit, but I think it looks pretty good. Then on the rest of him, he's got his chest plate here, which is just cast in this like silvery sort of plastic with the big like padded shoulders. Always like the iconic look for Dash, I feel. The shoulder pads there, and they are attached to like the Stormtrooper shoulders and whatnot are basically any shoulder armor these days. They have the O-ring between the pegging in of the shoulder, so they'll move with the shoulder articulation. Got bare arms there, and then it's got these big old gloves that he wears, which look good. And he's got the undersuit or whatever's going on there, flight suit, whatever he wears underneath, with the brown, like almost quilted detail on the inside and the blue on the outside. It looks really nice. I like the gun belt. Very mercenary, very gunslinger styled, which I really like. And both these buckles and all the buckles there are painted nicely. He does have a functioning holster that does have his blaster in there. And then you got some nice looking boots, which I think look good as well. But, you know, not too much else to talk about. Not a whole lot going on with him, but he looks really good. I have no real complaints with his look. Aside from, it would have been cool having an interchangeable head sculpt, but still overall, just super happy this exists at all. Really, really great. Really good looking. Articulation wise, really good as well. You've got a joint at the base of the head as well as the base of the neck. So he looks up a decent amount, looks down actually pretty good. Some nice pivot for some attitude, rotation. You have hinges at the shoulders. The shoulder pads are softer plastic, so get out of the way. There is also a pretty good butterfly joint, honestly, considering the armor. So that's not bad. And then, like I said, it's a bit tight, but the shoulder pads will rotate with the shoulders. You do have single hinges at the elbows that actually have a really deep bend. I wasn't expecting that, but that's really great. Obviously, not quite as aesthetically pleasing, but I prefer having on Black Series figures more range of movement, so that works really well. And then you have rotation there. He does actually have a swivel at the base of the glove there, which is cool. And you do have the new style ball jointed wrists, which work really nicely on this figure. Joint at the waist where the armor and the rest of his outfit meet. Arches back a decent amount, crunches forward like barely at all. There's a decent pivot and then rotation. Hip joints, they kick forward. They don't really kick back that much. They kind of have an indent for a bit of rotation there, but there is no swivel cut. There is a hinge at the knee that goes 90 and rotates. There is also a boot cut hinge at the ankle that on mine is pretty tight, but they do move, and then rocker for pivot. So pretty good articulation, and he doesn't have too much hindering the articulation that's engineered, so you get a good range of motion to get a lot of great posing out of old Dash here. In terms of accessories, again, maybe my biggest complaint, he only comes with one, just like Han Solo that just came out. He just comes with the one DL44 blaster pistol, same one as Han's. I believe it's the same one that one came with as well, just cast in this gray plastic instead. You know, sculpted nice, but there's no paint on it, which is a bit unfortunate. But it goes in the holster decently. It's actually not as secure as Han Solo's, but it still fits in there pretty good. And then, of course, you can have Dash hold it, which is great. And I mean, didn't need to come with any other weapons, because in the game, at least, you just always had the one pistol, and then you just got upgrades for different ways to shoot more powerful shots and like seeker missiles and whatever, which make no sense coming from a pistol, but I'm assuming just from a development standpoint, it was way simpler to code it that way. It would have been cool if they came with in the game, you eventually get a jetpack, and it's big and goofy looking, but it would have been cool if they included it as an option. And like I said, interchangeable head would have been nice as well. But overall, after that, I can't really think of much else I guess you could have included with them. So yeah, the pistol is good, but maybe they could have done maybe something else just to throw a little more in there. But that is pretty much it for the figure itself. I guess quickly we can do some comparisons, because we've gotten 2 other Shadows of the Empire figures. I guess maybe technically 4, because there's a 2-pack, but one of them was a Boushh Leia, and that's basically just how she looked in the film. But here she is, he is, sorry, with Prince Xizor that came out earlier. I haven't actually messed with him in a while, it's a little dusty. Which, funny enough, I actually don't know if Dash ever actually interacts with Xizor, even though Xizor is kind of like the big overarching bad guy of Shadows of the Empire. It's not like there's a boss battle or anything. Like, I don't actually know if, I don't think, I might be wrong, it's been a long time since I played the game and read the comics, but I don't think Dash ever actually interacts with Xizor. But that looks really great with them together. And then here he is with the Luke Skywalker in the Coruscant Guard disguise, who is kind of messed up their ankles. And yeah, these are just so super cool to see made at all. Like, I think it's crazy that we got any new modern Shadows of the Empire's figures at all. It is crazy. We got a new Dash, a Xizor, the Luke in the guard armor, the Boushh Leia. The only one I think they're missing from the original Power of the Force run is the bounty hunter Chewbacca, and they could do just probably a decent amount of reuse from the new Chewbacca they made. So I don't know if they plan to do that at some point. I don't know if I'd actually even pick that up. That's the one I don't know if I care that much about, but even still, it'd been cool if they make it. But even if they don't, this is an awesome lineup to have for a little Shadows of the Empire part of my collection. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I think Dash is a great figure, and he's definitely not essential, but if you are a Shadows of the Empire fan, then it's definitely a must-have figure to have in your collection. Even if you're not really huge in the Black Series, if you are a Shadows of the Empire fan, I think you should get this figure. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. May the Force be with you.